Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Checking the volume. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Checking the volume. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Okay, cool. So we're going to do a green lower display here. What's up? About to do the all signs walkthrough. Just shuffling up, picking up the energy. Thanks for loving the live. Appreciate that. Let's see what comes out. I'm going to do for the general, I call it general collective or all the signs, see what message wants to come out. And then I'm going to go by each individual sign. If you're not that sign that I'm doing, don't worry, you can still stick around and listen. You can apply that message to the respective house that sign rules over. So Aries is the first house, Taurus is the second, Gemini is the third, so on and so forth. Each of those houses rule a different aspect of our lives. That's why you don't have to be the sign that I'm reading for. Just apply it to the particular house. So let's see what comes out. Start with general signs. Might have to get up and get more in a second. I'm also recording on different screens, so if you see me looking off, that's what I'm looking at. I got the YouTube live stream, I got the TikTok, and then I got my personal phone that I'm recording with so I can post later. Okay, Spirit of Gratitude, Joy, Love, and Light, highest possible messages for all signs. And then we'll move to the individual zodiac signs. So we got the 2 wands in the upright. This is obviously a big picture overview that we're looking at. Coming out of conflict here. So zooming out so as to see beyond the conflict, see the forest from the trees. There you'll find your happiness, 10 of heart in the upright. Queen of diamond, it could involve a queen of diamond, someone that's very much so material wealth oriented. Sagittarius, Capricorn energy doesn't have to be. It could be a very earthly energy as well. Virgo, Taurus. Versus a queen of heart here. So it could be different emotions are at clash here. One is more emotionally nuanced and the other might just be more kind of extroverted. Her energy might come across as more garish. King of heart here in the upright. There seems to be a masculine fit. Feel free to switch the gender roles. King of heart obviously goes with the queen of heart. This could also be someone that is embodying a sense of wholeness or fulfillment within themselves. And so they may be looking at this queen of pentacle and seeing that she is not yet, and I'm not trying to throw any shade or anything, but she's not yet complete or whole unto herself. That's why you see this paired king-queen overlooking the queen of pentacle. All of it seems to be in regards to the pursuit of happiness. Only one's methodology might feel as though that they have to go out and chase their happiness through external goods and possessions, like I said with the queen of diamond. And that's going to lead to heartbreak. 3 of swords in the upright. I know it's easier said than done, but we preach that all the time. The material route is not necessarily the route to happiness or fulfillment. I was listening to a video today that was arguing that essentially you're going to want to go for those that do not rot in the kingdom of heaven. Not to get all kind of preacher, but to me, my interpretation of that is like the intangibles, the invaluable, your ethics and your values, the intangible values, honor, self-respect, not being chippy, towards others, things like that. You'll know where someone's at in their kind of egoic journey if they're constantly trying to prove themselves, constantly trying to put themselves on, convince others that they're on, convince others that they have it going on. They're always busy. They're always doing something. Those types of people, and again, not bashing anyone, but they feel as though that's their value and that's their worth, as if they're, constantly moving or onto something. And what they could try to do is juxtapose that to others' lifestyle, or maybe even their inability to do so. But again, we could see this from a higher vantage point for those that are not on an ego journey necessarily. They're not on an ego trip. A little play on words there. There's hope for everyone. You could outgrow that. I think it might take a little bit of 10 of swords is like betrayal, backstabbing. Sometimes when you go for the fish lure, you're bit in the butt by following what glitters. We know everything that glitters is not gold. So that person will have to make a decision to essentially resurrect themselves. Three of Swords in the reverse. You see it came out earlier in the upright. And that's what the whole kind of rebirth process, moving into the more intangible realm or soul journey is about. And being able to be self-sustaining, independent. This is like burning energy to a pentacle because it's a card of motion and movement. But what kind of energy are you burning, and are you running away from something through the ego path, or are you chasing something more aligned with like a spiritual objective? Okay. And this could be someone who's contemplating that. The Nine of Swords is worry. And this might seem very heavy as a message, but I had a conversation not too long ago with my mom, and one of the things that came up was like worry and anxiety is actually a form of worshiping like the devil or Satan or evil or whatever that negative entity that you have a name for, whatever you call it in your world, because it's basically saying I don't trust, I don't believe, I don't trust and believe that I've been blessed and I've been brought here to the extent of how far I've gotten on my, in my personal journey. And in a way, that's like a form of anti-worship, anti-trust, anti-faith, anti-belief. So something to be mindful as you tend to like the spiritual garden, especially in your psyche and your mentality, to make sure you're pulling out those weeds of doubt and lack of trust and faith. So that's what's kind of coming out for the general. But let's see what comes out for Aries. If you're not an Aries, you could stick around and watch. Apply to your first house in astrology. Let's see what comes out. Let me get some more water real quick. Thank you for liking. Okay. I'm trying to lower this lighting on this phone because I'm not liking it so much. Maybe that's a little better. Okay, let's see what comes out. Aries or first house cross watcher. Let's see what comes out. My mustache is looking crazy. Okay. Queen of Wands in the upright. This is Pisces or Aries energy. Very influential position of status. You sit amongst the plebeians, the hoi polloi, the masses. Yes, and you're overseeing, coming out of conflict, crossing a bridge here. Remember, the first house is having to do with your conception of self, your ego identity. Ego is not always bad, but it's primarily in its base form just your concept of separation, sense of self, what you stand for, what you believe in, what you represent. Feels like the queen or the first house protagonist, if you're watching this, is walking down this bridge, crossing this bridge energy, moving forward. An integration of the different elements. You see the wand is walking to the heart. The heart here, the Queen of Heart, could be Cancerian or Gemini, older feminine energy, or someone that you look up to emotionally. There might be defensiveness, protectiveness. Okay, someone could be in their head a lot. Eight of Swords in the upright. What is this? Yeah, you could be protective of this aspect of you as well. If something has gotten you overthinking, to take action. That might be the best way to use that energy. This pesky Four of Wands has been coming out here time and again. It represents the end of a marathon. It represents crossing the finish line, something of that nature. Um, for some, it'll be marriage, like a traditional union. But what context is this, Spirit? Let us know. Yeah, it's something that you've been thinking over heavily. Eight of Swords in the upright could have forced you to a point of making a decision or having some sort of higher authority make a decision over you. You could be thinking that you have to cut someone out, maybe questioning the harmony of the relationship to the extent of the communication back and forth. King of Sword is looking at the Queen of Sword here. So someone could be upset with you. You see they're not seeing eye to eye. There might be some sort of stalwart in communication. This queen might be communicating to another individual, going for the wrong person. It's so funny because we said like this energy has been coming out a lot, and we've been saying that this energy wouldn't know a good match if it hit them in the butt. And then you got the Queen of Diamond here. Okay, this King, Cancer, Leo energy might have several people that they're seeing or talking to. It doesn't look like anything serious. This person might know that themselves. They could be defensive against marriage or a serious relationship. Seven of Wands, Four of Wands, 10 of Diamonds. Anything else here, Spirit? Aries or first house? Aries or first house. See, the King prioritizes being established, secure, looking to the 10 of Diamond. Yeah, might be feeling betrayed right now, especially if their significant other isn't stepping up or isn't present in their life. If someone is single right now in a soulmate or twin flame journey, this person could feel abandoned or something like that. This Queen of Sword here. A lot of betrayal here, a lot of in between time, seeing other people, dating other people. It just makes me think that overall the focus and the attention needs to be redirected to what you can physically control. Oftentimes we are like downloading others' negative energy, and so you just want to actually repurpose that energy in a positive direction to something that you might be working on that's positive for you in your life. That's what I would say for that. Let's see what comes out for Taurus. Taurus or second house cross watcher, reach out from the floor. Three of Cups in the reverse. This is narrowing energy. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Bringing down the drawbridge, bringing down the wall. Three of Pentacles. Someone being acknowledged, a collaborative effort. I think we said Taurus or second house energy here. So you finally might see a ship coming in, a blessing. You could be starting a new job that you've been waiting for. What's this heart energy, second and third chances? You might have been kind of in grief or mourning or sorrow over something not coming in here. But it feels like that's going to be turning around quick. Nine of Diamonds coming in. Yeah, so you got the wish fulfillment, Nine of Heart here. Feels like the momentum is moving now, just all of a sudden. It's like it was moving this way, now it's snapping back in this direction. To the Ace of Diamond. Which is a new opportunity, a new beginning. Five of Heart in the reverse, healthy emotional process, still a solo emotional journey. My hunch is that there's just a lot of people that have still been like outside of a twin flame journey or outside of a soulmate journey. And they've been having to kind of process by themselves emotionally is how it's coming across. So for whatever that's worth, I think that's why we're seeing that energy come out. King of Heart in the upright. This is being made better through that emotionally. Okay. Nine of Sword in the upright. Worries or concerns still. Eight of Heart, maybe at times wanting to give up or walk away, put down the burden, put down the fight. And it really does feel like you would be abandoning a big part of yourself. But this Joker card is like a quick juxtaposition. So this says don't quit before the blessing, don't quit before the miracle, is how this is coming across. Because you're soon going to be like on top of things here, making a beeline to this new beginning. Seven of Sword in the reverse, Eight of Heart in the upright. What of this Five of Pentacle energy here? Yeah, it just feels like you're finally receiving something, some good grace by the universe is how it comes across. So it's not going to necessarily make you feel like you are kind of out in the sticks anymore by yourself, solo. Is how I'm reading that. Okay, let's see what comes out for Gemini or third house cross watcher. I do not like how I look in this live stream on TikTok. I just do not like it. I look much more flattering on this camera. I don't know what it is about this camera, but I just do not like it. Maybe it's the light. Is it the brightness? I just don't even want to see myself on that camera. I don't know. Can we just get rid of all these notifications? Okay, let's see for what was that, Taurus? Let's see Gemini or third house cross watcher. You get the Five of Rods in the upright. This is conflict, maybe in a relationship. You need time off, rest. Someone is being emotionally immature, not receptive emotionally. They might just be going through some frustrations financially, and so they're kind of maybe trying to take it out on you. It feels like your ship is finally coming in, but maybe theirs is still not coming in. But again, you're not making anyone else's financial woes or problems your own. You're just focused on yourself. I think that's your duty to yourself first and foremost. Your own stability first and foremost. Five Sword in the reverse and Four Pentacle in the upright. And that's going to lead to your happiness. Not trying to save anyone. Okay? Stick to your moral compass, your moral guns. And you will find better and more peaceful times here. And the best way to stay out of confusion is to get into action. Take action. That's aligned with your moral code, your moral compass. And put down and zoom out and away from anything that perturbs you or causes you self-doubt or confusion or a bad feeling. And as much as you possibly can, I would try to cut out those connections or just take it for a sign that you should not be involved with that person or in that room, so to speak. Okay, let's see what comes out for, I think we're doing Cancerian fourth house. Okay, let's see for, what was that, Taurus? Let's see. Cancerian or fourth house cross watcher, we have the Knight of Swords in the upright rushing in to the Three of Diamonds here. What's this rushing into the Three of Diamonds? Acknowledgement, collaborative energy. What is this? Stability rushing into the Three of Diamonds here. So it might be having some form of stability reach your household, because the Three of Diamonds could be a structure as well. Okay, signing on board, new contract, new position here, looking good. You see he has the quill in his hand, he has the feather in his hand. Something is crystallizing, catalyzed. Some sort of reception, compensation. Why this King of Sword here? New beginning. Okay, someone could be just giving a lot of like starting a new job energy. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, it's the work card. Making a beeline. It's going to put you on top of the world. It's going to put you, you're really going to feel proud. You're really going to know the value of work in 2024. You're really going to be appreciative is what I'm getting here. And it's really going to allow you to see a bigger picture. Two of Wands, an expansive worldview. You may be almost quit. You may be almost threw in the towel. But you chose to stick it out until you cross the finish line with the Ace of Sword here in the upright. And that's what got you your victory. You wouldn't take no for an answer here. And that's what allowed time for your manifestation to come in. You almost did grow kind of bitter or resentful for how slow it may have taken. You were confused as to why it took forever. And you could also have been feeling that with relationship, because this could represent relationship as well. But at this point, you're kind of just happy that, you know, money and love is changing seemingly at the same time. Is what I'm getting here. So good on you. All right, let's see what comes out for Leo. I actually want to use my tattoo cards. Look at those. So let's get the tattoo tarot out for the Leo energy. We have the Ace of Cup in the reverse. This is pouring into something, investing into something. Rebirth energy, so it could be pouring into yourself. Second and third chances, missing, mourning, loss, sorrow, grief, wanting something from the past. Someone could be longing for you. You're at a distance. Feel free to swap the gender roles. Yeah, distance is the wheel of fortune here. Could be a high priestess, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn. Could be a sister energy as well. You might be coming across as free, leaving negativity by leaving the past behind. The Empress is giving birth here to new potential. Page of Wand in the upright. Wish fulfillment here. Very nice. What's this conflict? What's this conflict? What's this conflict or competition? Having to do with the home front, Queen of Pentacles. Could be out of work here. So someone next to you or close to you could just be feeling kind of sour grapes if they're not getting their wish fulfillment, if they're not getting the blessings that you're getting. That's leading to their unhappiness and their chippiness, but that has nothing to do with you. It's not your problem. And you're over here looking like a stud. I like it. Because you've been there, you've done that. You've had to go through your own hardships, and it looks like you've crossed your finish line. And you're seeing your ship come in. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. This is investing in yourself first and foremost. Why the confusion here? Something feels incomplete. Space. Moon card. Someone seeking refuge. I'm hearing you don't got to live like a refugee. So maybe you're just waiting for other aspects of your life to kind of blossom in, to come flowering in, so you don't feel so out in the cold. So I'm getting like, you don't gotta live like a refugee. Somehow, somewhere, someone must have done you wrong. Must have kicked you around some. It don't really matter to me. Everybody's gotta fight to be free. Don't have to live like a refugee. You don't have to live like a refugee. I like that song. So you could have self-sabotaged at this time, is what it's saying. 10 of Swords in the reverse, but you chose to kind of grow quality from yourself. Your human demands might be separate from like God's plan, or the astrological sky clock, as I like to call it. So it's a little, that's where the tension comes from. But you can't have a good song without tension. You know, speaking of music, you can't have a story without tension. You can't have a testament without a test, you know? But I'm getting that you did pass with flying colors. Others might be trying to seek it outside of themselves, but you have had the wisdom to know that it comes from within. The real joy, the real glory, the real satisfaction. I also see incoming communication here. What's coming in here, Spirit? 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Could be communication is picking up if you're in the line of business where you have to be on the phone or communicating. For me, it's tarot. So anytime tarot goes dry, I look forward to it picking up. A lot of emphasis on like not letting others like drag you down to their misery if they're playing games, if they're messing around with you just because they're miserable. So you could do what you will. I think it's hard though because I think a part of us thinks about the good times, but then also if that person has negative, toxic aspects or characteristics, then we have to deal with that. So we don't want to necessarily like cut people out or cut people off. So it's a little hard, It's that tension. But again, if you don't have a good song or a good relationship if you don't have that tension necessarily. I think they say the worst relationships are the ones where people don't fight at all. So something to keep in mind. Okay, let's see what comes out for Virgo. If you're not Virgo, take for your sixth house. You got a new start here with the Fool card and the energy, and then a quick ending to follow. I don't know what that's about. Or it could just be putting down some of the harder forms of work, and you're taking a more kind of prestigious, lax position where you don't got to bust your butt as much. It's something that you've prayed for, hoped for, dreamed for. What's this decision here? Going slow and steady and stable. What's this King of Heart in the reverse here? Rushing forward. Yeah, it just feels like nothing's going to stop you. Like no amount of emotional manipulation or anything is going to stop you because you're too close to the finish line to get bugged by anyone now. I just see you kind of really being happy and overjoyed. It's been a long time coming, but it feels like it's finally manifested. Feels like this Knight of Swords is going to help facilitate your finances. It's going to help kind of doctor, patch up, and repair. I think a lot of it sounds like a weird concept or an idea, but the Hierophant is having gone a carved path that's not been established. So it kind of makes sense that maybe, now bear with me here, but in like a spiritual sense, you were harder to track down or harder to find even by spirit. And or it took longer through like cosmic means for you to be tracked down in order for one second. Because you were off like I guess like a spiritual, not off the spiritual path, but I don't know why my phone's flipping out now. Somehow, some way. One second. Someone must have done me wrong, son. Why are you flipping out now, G? Sorry, I don't know why my phone's flipping out now. Okay. Like, put it this way, those that like are closely aggregated to groups of people in the mainstream, it's almost as if it's easier for spirit to track them down and doctor them up, patch them up, repair them. But since you were so fucking far gone off the reservation for some that are resonating with this, it took longer for spirit to find you or your blessing. To me, I can also interpret that as those that take like the road less traveled oftentimes have the bigger blessing because it takes longer for it to build and it takes longer for spirit to have it reach you because you're just doing something so far out there that's different from the crowd, different from the mainstream, is how it's coming across. And so the energies here are quite literally saying almost as if it took longer for spirit to reach this to you because it's something that not everyone is going to get. Like just every day working a regular job, being a part of the mainstream, thinking the same, you know. My bootleg phone that I'm doing the TikTok live stream on it is going crazy right now. I don't know what's wrong with it. I try to raise the brightness. Maybe that'll help. Who knows? It's tweaking out right now. But in any event, once this, it's feeling like a doctor energy. So maybe like an archangel energy, or just maybe spiritual dharma coming to fruition to help you out. But it feels like it's going to expand your world here. 201s in the upright, open up your world for you. Could have been that you've been through a lot. 901s in the upright. You might have been growing some resentment for how long this might have been taking. But now I'm getting more like easy street, 3 of cup in the upright. Now's the time for romance for you. 3 of cup in the upright. Finally are being acknowledged here. 3 of pentacles in the upright. Finally being a part of something here is also what I'm getting. I don't know why this phone is freaking out. Well, it's an old phone that I'm using to live stream, but I've never seen it blink this way. Anyway. Let's see what comes out for. See, she's so chill. You have a gorgeous background picture, by the way. Chic Lady Luck. Thanks for joining in on my readings. That's you still here. Let's see what comes out for. Sorry, I gotta end this, and then let's move on to Libra. I was still recording all that. Okay. Let's see what comes out for Libra, or if you're not a Libra, take it for your 7th house cross watcher. You got the 10 of Pentacles here. This is family. This is cornerstone. This is generational wealth, inheritance, legacy, partnership. 2 of Cup in the upright. So that's meeting your beau, significant other, Cancerian season, summertime season. So you might not be too far off from meeting someone. You've been fighting for this. 7 of Wands in the upright. You're not worried about it. There's a difference between taking action, discernible action, and then worrying about something. More so, it feels like your lifestyle, the actions that you've been taking and the energy that you've been giving to what you value, you're putting in the work instead of worrying it. And that's brick by brick creating the trajectory that's going to lead you to this 10 of Pentacle, 2 of Cup in the upright. Someone you can start a family with, soulmate connection. You're letting your action speak louder than your distraction. Oh, let me say that again. That's a good one. You're letting your action speak louder than your distraction. Okay? Ooh, I like that. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? You got someone in here called Doobie Doobie Dooba. Pretty naps. These names are funny. Shout out to you. Let's see. I'm just looking at names on the TikTok live stream. But yeah, you're looking good, feeling good as you do it. 2 of Pentacle in the upright. Looking gracefully. 3 of Sword in the upright. There might be instances of sorrow, suffering, pain, loss, but you're not letting it show, really. You're not, letting them see you sweat, so to speak. If that makes any sense. You're concealing it good. You do feel like there's just been a lot of injustice lately, Justice card in the reverse. But you've also empowered yourself to balance those scales of karma or dharmic justice or universal karmic justice, as I like to call it. The best revenge is always to be happy, whole and complete, self-fulfilled, not to have to rely on any external contingency. Your greatest power is your choice. At any moment, I choose to be happy, whole, and complete for no reason. We're jumping away from using logic and reason, especially based in the external realm of why we should be happy or feel complete or feel whole. You know what I'm saying? So fuck all that noise. It's 2024. We're not living from the outside in. We're living from the inside out. And this is that. This is being in tune, in flow, in flux, and movement with Spirit, Page of Cup in the upright. Lover's card in the reverse, outside of a twin flame journey. For those that are on that, been busting your butt while outside of the twin or in separation. But the Nine of Pentacles in reverse says your money's going to turn up big and your next connection is going to turn up big, because when she comes out in the reverse, Nine of Pentacles, that means she's coming off the market. He or she. Flip the gender role. Could be during the summertime, Cancer, Leo. Stuck, stagnated energy. Okay, this reminds me of music therapy. I had a good night last night because something told me to throw on some music for my midnight run, and it helped. It's like an energy supply. You want to be feeding off of positive, healthy energy supplies to help you get through your workouts, your goals, your promises to yourself. And others will look at you and be like, how are you doing that? And you're like, I run off the good energy. I run off the bad energy. I run off of the Lord. And there's something to being able to transmute bad energy to good energy. It's so funny. I was text messaging someone earlier, and then I myself actually encountered a situation where I was seemingly transmuting bad energy, being around someone who's just not in their best self. But it's hard because you care about them. And then you're left wondering, like, why were they acting like that? But then you're like, I'm empowered by just taking action. I'm not empowered by dwelling on it. I do believe that there's a certain amount of like intellectual closure that we could provide ourselves. But again, if it's contingent on trying to find closure outside of ourselves, I'm not down with that in 2024. I'm not trying to find closure outside of myself. You heard me? Man, your boys are on one tonight. What the fuck? I'm like dropping these gems and jewels left and right. It must be the TikTok live stream. It's made me a new man. I'm different now. I'm not like I was back then. I can go live stream on TikTok now, even though they're going to end TikTok in like 9 months. Fucking TikTok, man. We were there with the Periscope days, okay? We don't even need TikTok no more. TikTok, you don't stop. I'm being silly right now. Nine of Cups in the reverse, pouring into the self as opposed to pouring into these like lackluster friendships or these connections. So there's a cup in the reverse. Lack of contact, lack of communication, lack of the invite. Someone's invite is missing. You know you want it. You know you want it to come through in the mail, but it's just not happening. It's not your problem. All you could do is be invite worthy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see what comes out. I'm just talking shit now. Let's see what comes out for Scorpio. Good job. Let's shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, let's see what comes out. Who's in my TikTok room? Holler at me. Let me know who you are. Make your presence known. Show your face. Okay, let's see, Scorpio. If you're not Scorpio, take it for your 8th house. Nine of Cup in the reverse. My bad. I've been playing with the poker deck too long. For the tarot reads, this is emotional immaturity. This is not using your words, bro. I remember I had someone. I was at the grocery store a while back, and there's a line, right? There's a self self-checkout line setup. There's rules and regulations that you got to abide by in the self-checkout line. And this one younger dude cut the line, and he had these AirPods on. So I wasn't sure if like he could hear his surroundings. So I just like went up to him and I was like, "No, like you got to go back there." And he just took his AirPods and he was like, "Use your words, bro." And I'm like, it was weird. I was like, "You have your AirPods on. Like, how am I supposed to know that you could hear me or not?" In so many words, I said that. And then he just walked off. But that's what this reminded me of. This 9 of cup in the reverse. This is like, use your words, bro. And that's why I'm laughing to myself, because I think back to that memory. But emotional immaturity, you're doing the right thing, but really the other person is being emotionally immature. They're not being receptive to the communication that you're giving them. And also they're not signaling. Their external signal, and this is how the 9 of cups in the reverse looks, to their environment is not matching what they're really about. And that there's just this misalignment here. 9 of cup in the reverse. 10 of heart in the reverse. This is happiness. This is like, this could be us. We could be happy, but you're tripping. 10 of heart in the upright. 4 of pentacle in the reverse. This is instability. Both of you could be sharing a place of instability. Wheel of fortune in the reverse. Stuck energy, waiting for that open sesame moment. Queen of heart in the upright. Happiness here. Taking the emotional high path here. Feels like you're taking the emotional high road. Queen of heart, sun card in the upright. And that's going to actually lead you to seeing more options available to you. See the sun card looking to the 7 of cup in the upright, more options available to you. You got this ball and chain, something that you could be fighting for, the devil card. Also, to backtrack, with those options could be temptations, could be more of that devil card energy, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, so be mindful of with these options, with the world opening up for you, might come some temptations here as well. Not the temptations. Devil card in the upright. Manifesting, be mindful of what you're magnating, what you're attracting. Remember, manifest is another word for electromagnetic. It's another word for imagination. Magi, magnet, they're all synonymous with each other. Meaning, what are you attracting? You're attracting what you're authentically resonating at, what frequency is higher or lower, based on your authentic perspective. Okay. So it's powerful to work on your perspective and change the way that you see things, because then that leads you to changing the way you feel about them, and then that kind of hypercharges your authentic magnetization, right? You could be magnetizing the reality to yourself in your ignorance because you're not seeing it in the best way that you possibly can, you know? You don't want to hold on to this 9 of wands in the upright, bitterness, resentment, because that's going to pull you away from all of this kind of prayer, magic, manifestation stuff here. And that's what we want to stay in order to complete this world card in the upright, right? Moving through the portal, moving through the cycles. It's a graduation. When you start, you don't want any of that negative holding on to something or negative relationships to bring you out of that, because you've earned this and you deserved it, you know, so you don't want that to tarnish the gleam on that success that you're experiencing now. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's go to Sagittarius. Okay, let's see Scorpio. Okay, Sagittarius, if you're not Sagittarius, think for your 9th house. 3 of cup in the reverse. This is a narrowing down energy. For some, it'll be this disillusionment, seeing more of the truth or reality. Moon card in the upright. Full moon energy, going a lemon or lime fast. If you're trying to cut weight, lemon juice, lime juice. The moon always illuminates something. Might be illuminating your enlightenment or seeing something in an enlightened way. This deep depth, this deep wish fulfillment, star card in the reverse. It could be a rebirth, personal rebirth, all of your efforts, all of your pain, struggle, glory. This whole chapter of maybe having to go hermit mode, spiritual mode, self-reliance mode. I'm getting that you pass with flying colors. Ten of Pentacle in the reverse, being away from home, legacy, lineage, family, inner knowing here. This is Sword in the reverse. Bridge, maybe that there will be a time for those people, but right now you have to finish what you started here. Some people might be jealous of you, which is why they're not acknowledging you or communicating with you, but you don't have time for that. You're not letting that get to you. You have bigger fish to fry. And you're just trying to invest in where things are moving to the positive. Second and third chance, judgment card in the upright. I feel like something is not moving forward or some form of betrayal. But again, if that's from someone else's energy, you're not worried about it. You got bigger fish to fry. It could be a step up in work or career. You could actually attract someone. Feel free to switch to gender roles here from that Knight of Cups as you kind of start this new beginning. Okay. You don't see it coming. 3 of Wands in the upright or in the reverse. Could be someone that you might marry. You want to remember to take it slow, open up, be vulnerable, but don't move too fast. Someone might have a lot of suitors. They feel like they have to be defensive over themselves or protective over themselves. They could be wanting children bad, wanting to start a family of their own. Maybe they're worrying that it can't happen for them. But you might be like, hey, I can make it happen real quick. Stupid. Divine timing. You could be moving with this person. 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. 4 of Wands in the upright. Temperance in the upright. Someone might be moving, marriage, something like that. You know, all those big moves end up bringing about a bunch of upheaval, a bunch of change, people's living situations. So anything can happen is what these cards are saying. Okay, let's see what comes out for the Capricorn. Here's what I said, share a secret. Okay, Capricorn, if you're not Capricorn, take it for your 10th house. Chariot in the upright, moving forward, guns ablazing, full force ahead. Your heart is open, it's in bloom. You're at the height of your kind of emotional wisdom here, I feel. Headed to better times. I think you're moving to a fucking twin flame relationship here. Lover's card in the upright. For those of you that have been on the twin flame, might be leaving certain soulmates for the twin flame. Someone could be witnessing your spiritual resurrection, your come up at a distance. Feels like the scales have been imbalanced, but you've been working to balance them by living a happy life, by living your best life. Even though at times you might not have had all the resources at your disposal, you still got your wish fulfillment because you're stuck in the game. Now you're finally receiving here. And that's getting you very jazzed up. It's allowing you to kind of not worry as much, be more open emotionally. Could be to dating, could be to just your world opening up as a whole with that Nine of Pentacles. Could be opening up to different potentialities, possibilities, things of that nature. So let's see what comes out for Aquarius. What is that picture? Let's see what comes out for Aquarius. Not Aquarius in your 11th house. 4 of Wands in the uprights. Victory, success, celebration. Queen of Cup in the upright. Taking the high road emotionally, maybe in the face of immature people. Lighting the path, continuing on your path in your journey. Leaving the negative BS behind to the side. Focusing on romance. Your joie de vie, your joy and love for life. It's taught you a lot this past cycle. You've figured out how to be happy without having all the luxuries and the amenities of life. And so when the bright day is turning up here proverbially, 3 of Wands in the upright, you get to appreciate its worth because you've actually fought for it. You've had a lot of skin in the game. You see you're growing your money tree, your worth, your values here. You can be starting a family, happiness here, realizing that happiness is always an inside job. 7 of Swords, reallocating resources. It's like you're bringing a gun to a sword fight. Maybe you have some sort of advantage here. It's like you have the manifestation advantage or the experience here. The emotional experience. Empress in the upright. Feels like there's more to come here. But you might not see it. You might be very close. You might be much closer than you know to this. Family and or something about the Empress giving birth here. Spirit is moving things along for you. But you're experiencing only kind of silence and quietness. That's good because it means that there's something, having to do with stability, I would say. I feel like the next full moon is going to illuminate a lot for you if this one hasn't. You might see people's true colors come out. How do they act when they don't have what you have? This might actually drive you into the arms of another person to accompany upright. Where you have your groove back to a pentacle. You have a deep sense of self-fulfillment and satisfaction. And again, this isn't about like trying to be successful in the face of someone else. This is more so about you've been true to, um, who you are and what you're doing, what you've been doing. It's like you've been able to work in the dark. So now that the light's on, it's nothing to you. Just looking here. One second. Yeah, this is just saying, like, keep your eye on the prize, keep doing what you're doing. Don't let others' shittiness drag you down or question yourself. This is also not being like emotionally dependent on someone, not being emotionally codependent, able to find your closure within, give yourself the answer that you need. It feels like the world is being given back to you. I know it sounds very dramatic, but the Two of Wands is like, here you go, you've done your time. If you feel like you've been in spiritual prison, I don't like to call it spiritual prison, but if you just had to kind of sit out a spell, I don't believe in curses or anything like that. I believe that if you've been forced to be in like lockdown mode or ISO mode, it's so that you could just strengthen your familiarization with your spiritual side so that when you are given the world, you know what it's worth and you don't fall for or be susceptible to its traps and its pitfalls, including relationships. All right. Okay, let's see what comes out for Pisces. Reach out for more. Pisces or 12th house, if you're not a Pisces, you have a bridging energy. Bridging to looking good, feeling good, feeling, looking, smelling like $1,000,000. 9 of Pentacles in the upright. On the market, looking good. Someone is scoping you out, liking and looking. They might see you as marriage material. They might see you as a way to help themselves come out of heartbreak. You might see them as a means of balancing the karmic scales, justice, almost as if like they're your revenge or something. I usually don't like to think of things in that way. I think we all need to have like fulfillment from within. But this person may be a blessing in your life. Time will tell. Let's see what else wants to come out for. In the very least, you would want to see how this person is a blessing in your life. But you always got to kind of play it both sides, meaning if somebody that you really revere ends up kind of being negative or toxic, then you're just going to want to distance yourself from that person, even though you might have a soft spot for them. Again, more of this looking at the bridge energy. crossing over to marriage. Okay, wow. Someone is getting like married. Okay, someone might be finding that person that they might be marrying. Emperor to the bridge, bridging to marriage, happiness. Wow, that's interesting. Just make sure you don't have a third party get in the way of that. Someone that might have inlays into your emotional psyche network. They might end up betraying you. You can see it falling out. Again, not getting that so much with the person that you might end up with, but just might be like this pesky third party situation that might cause conflict here. They might be going into a cycle that you just came out of, which is why there's like this karmic element of like two ships passing in the night. Whereas you're starting this new beginning here. That you are all too familiar from whence you come, whence you came. You seem focused, I think, because you are emotionally mature. I think there's also a lot of like not fighting to keep people in your life. If they want to go, then let them go. It's a sign of emotional independence. You could find someone that you would want to move in with, but I don't suggest moving so fast. What's this Three of Pentacles in the reverse? You could be leaving one gig, one job, one side hustle for something more stable and alluring. Wow, lovely energy. Anytime the Ten of Cup and the Ten of Pentacle comes out, it's like you've mastered this. You've let this low tide turn you into, I think, like a much better person that is like in the world but not of the world, if that makes sense. So I really do like it. Okay, reach out for more. Just give me the light. Shine the ball. And pass the drogas. Bala 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 ba bum. Cause I'm the bar and I got the bow. It's funny, gotta guess my flow. Cause I'm in the mine and I got the mo. Bala bala bula bala. Can I be your collector? Hanane. Hanane. Bang bang. Just give me the light. Pass the drogas. Bala 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 bum. Bala 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 bum. Cause I'm in the pine. Bala bum bum. Can I be your collector, my love? I'm almost sure that I'm not using TikTok right. I should have some controversial stance on Kobe versus Jordan or something. I'm treating this bitch like it's YouTube. We all know TikTok is going out of business. That's why they let the crazies in, aka me. JK Rawlings. Cause I'm in the fine and I got my low. Can I be your receptor? No. So stupid. Can I be your protector? Da-da-da. Silly, silly Billy. Cause I'm in a van and I got the doors. I'm looking fine and I got the doors. Dirty pop. Disturb. When your back starts to rock. Don't make those noises. Zero to pop.